Hello crafty friends, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda, and I am excited to show you the Are We There Yet paper. This is from the new January to March idea book from Close to My Heart, and I found these cute little photos of our youngest when we were at the farm, and I thought just the colors in it worked so well. So the colors in this paper are papaya, bluebird, sapphire, glacier, sage, honey butter, toffee, linen, and white daisy. And then I had also taken a little piece of paper that I had in the scarlet and held it up against it, and it would totally work. I have some other photos with our son in a red shirt playing with a train, and I was wondering if these would work for those, and they will. So I think there's a layout in our future using Are We There Yet and the train with Scarlet. So I am showing you here the sticker sheet and all the wonderful papers and patterns, and it's travel themed paper obviously, but it can also be just using the colors. So I went to my embellishment stash. If you haven't watched my channel long, I have boxes of embellishments that were made for different projects that I kind of hold on to and categorize and bring them out from time to time. So here I'm looking at these photos, and I thought what I would do is to have the background with the passport stamps on it, I'll call them, and then I'll do some rip pages along the right hand edge. I liked the airmail kind of feel of that zip strip along the left hand edge, and I'm just trying to audition some of these hearts that I found in my embellishments and just get a feel for kind of the direction I want to go in. I'm realizing that it's I can't see where that 12 by 12 ends, so I don't know how much of that glacier and bluebird cardstock is going to show. So I go ahead and push my Versamat underneath here just so that I have a better visual clue to how these two photos are going to look on this page. Now those background stamps just seemed a little too busy for me. I was losing the photos, and I don't know if matting would have helped, but I had a piece of gessoed white daisy just right on the desk, and so I grabbed that to kind of do some auditioning and see what's going to work, and then kind of just peeks out of the postage or the passport stamps, that's what it's called. And I decided, all right, just go for it. So I grabbed a piece of white daisy that doesn't have gesso. I'm going to rip the edge here for the left-hand side, and by ripping the paper towards me like this, I am leaving the white hand edge, like a white center section showing for this left-hand piece. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down, because that I know, I like that, this is where we're going to go with it. And then I'm just kind of going for it today. Like I said, I had a general idea of the direction I wanted to go in with the ripped papers. Not sure if I wanted to do any angles or anything. I'm just kind of free-forming at this point. And then the cardstock has the two tones, so I ripped one piece and then cut it so it would have a straight edge. So now I have the dark side of the bluebird as well as the lighter shade of the bluebird. And then I also cut off the back of those passport stamps, which has this beautiful glacier tone map on it, kind of the tone on tone. So I'm going to layer some of these in here. I did go ahead and map my photos with glacier, and I cut the one down a little bit because I didn't think we needed more of the floor showing. I just wanted to show our little guy standing at the stairs. He was almost to the point of being able to do stairs, but they were really hard, and we didn't want to tumble. So there would be times that I would run upstairs real quick to the bedrooms, and I would find him right here waiting for me. I think this particular day he knew that I was going out, and he loved to go out, especially if he could go to the barns. So as you can see here, he put on sister's shoes so that he'd be ready to go. He has no pants on, but he didn't care about that. It was just a matter of he knew he needed shoes on, which I thought was really cute. So now as I've ripped those pages, I realized I wanted something more in the back, and so I'm pulling out this sun rays stencil here, and there was just a little blop of green on my brush that I use for yellows, and to make sure that that wasn't going to rub off, that's why I used that little piece of paper there. Got it all off, ready to go. So I'm using the Sundance color as well as the Honey Butter. And Honey Butter is a color that's in the paper pack where the Sundance is not. But I just wanted that warmer, richer color from the sun. So I'm starting with the Sundance towards the center and then going lighter as you work your way out. And I love stencils, especially when I'm just doing them with ink, that you can kind of get a feel for how things are going. So you saw that I peeked behind just to see, okay, yep, this is what I want. I don't need more Sundance. I just wanted kind of that nod to the sunshine. And now I'm going to attach my White Daisy base to my Versamat. And what this allows me to do is to use the ruler edges on the side if I want, or it actually just makes it so that I don't end up fussing with my papers as much. I don't know if you put papers down and then if they get moved that you go back and fuss with them, but I do. So by tacking it down to my Versamat, it makes scrapbooking easier for me. I guess I'll say it that way. So here I'm just going to tuck everything under so that I have the ripped edge layered on layer. I'm making sure that I don't see the straight edge underneath that paper. And then I'm only right now gluing the one straight edge side. I will go back before I put this in my album and add adhesive to the other parts of it so that it stays down nicely. And here I realized that I didn't really need to do this at an angle. I knew my photos were going to be in the middle and bridge the gap. So I'm adding one piece down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring that top piece over to the left more. And as you can see, no one's going to know except for you guys now. And what I decided, I knew that I had some footprint stamps with boots, and so I went through my stash and I found that, and that was the stamp set Timberline from the Timberline Scrapbooking Workshop. So if you're looking for this online, it's D1588. It's not currently available, but it has some great boots on it. So I'm pulling that, and then I also saw this Making Tracks sign that I'm going to use as well. So I grabbed the toffee ink and the avocado ink, and I'm inking all of the bottom of the boot up in toffee, and then I'm just kind of rock and rolling it a little bit in the avocado just to give it that mossy, walking in grass kind of. We had mud at the farm, but we had clay, and we had more green and brown grass stains in that than we had muddy grass stains, if that makes any sense. And so I'm looking up here how I can add another set of the boots just to kind of show the movement in the layout, if that makes any sense. It kind of helps give parallel lines, and it draws your eye naturally to the photos so that it gives you directions if it makes any sense of where your eye should look when you're looking at scrapbook pages. And I've done a lot of reading on this and some research, and I try to implement these things, and I'm also trying to share with you what I'm learning. So on my title here, I just cut out, it ended up, instead of gluing my cardstock together and having 2 layers, I ended up forgetting to glue my cardstock together. So I had to glue all my letters together, and I have 2 layers here, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on the layout. Normally I like to have my titles straight, and I'll use my T-square ruler, but in this case it was just a rough and ready and ripped edges. I didn't feel that I needed that straight edge, and I kind of just like the ready to go with the shirt and no pants part of this story. And I don't include the journaling on here. I got distracted and I turned my camera off, and I forgot to turn it back on when I was doing my journaling. But you'll see in the photos at the end, in the bottom right hand corner on that bluebird, I do some journaling in the white gel pen, and it basically says that, especially at the farm, almost all of our houses, we take our shoes off before we come in. And so Nate knew that you have to sit and put your shoes on before you can leave the house. And like I had mentioned earlier, it didn't matter to him whose shoes they were. One of his favorites were Grandpa's boots. And I think it was because they were lighter weight and a shorter, more ankle boot. So he wore those quite a bit, and it was fun when my father-in-law would go to leave to go out to the barn to work or something, and he didn't have his boots anymore because Nate had walked with them through the house back to the family room, and they were now sitting back in the family room, one behind the couch and one under a chair. So there was lots of times that we had to find Grandpa's boots. I thought about doing these same photos with the Life's a Hoop paper, just because the shoes are purple and pink and would match that perfectly. But I feel that this Are We There Yet, it works so good with the colors in the photos. It has the theme of ready to go, ready to be on the move, and what toddler is not ready to go and be on the move and just learn and soak it all in. So here you can see where I've done the embellishing. I did my 3 clusters on those dimensional circles, again around the focal images of these photos. Here's my journaling that you can see there. And I love how this layout came together. It wasn't a quick layout, it took me some time to get there, but these papers and everything just worked well. I invite you to catch up with me on Facebook, Crafting with Amanda VIP group. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do that now. And if you click the bell notification, you won't miss any of my posts. Normally 3 times a week, Tuesday, Friday, Sundays, but it varies in there. Here's another video you may be interested in. Have a blessed day. Thank you.